So I got the question, how do I make my truck into a power plant? Why didn't y'all tell me this before when I plugged up my house? Okay, so I guess I'll show you how I built my truck. Well, I didn't build the truck, Chevy built the truck, I rebuilt the truck. So let me show you the little things I did. And of course, where does all power begin? Under the hood. Surprise, surprise. But we're doing electricity, so here's what we had to do. This right here is the factory alternator. I think it's around 130, 140 amp. Works great for towing and everything else you need. But I had to go big or go home. This is, I think, 165 amp, 185 amp, one of the two. It is the biggest alternator that they offered factory. So went to the power of AutoZone. Yes, I know, but hey, it's a lifetime warranty. So when it blows up, I have a spare I can put back on and I can go get it warranty. I had to make this fit, I just bolted in, no problem there. But the belt is a little bit longer because this is physically larger. And since I'm pushing more amps, this is the wire that the alternator feeds out. Well, I piggybacked another one. Did I need to? I don't know, but it sounded like a good idea. So that's how we get more power to the battery bank from the engine. Now, how do we tie in the battery bank? Well, we go down here. Let's see, try to block some light where you can see it. All right, this is where everything bolts together. See, it even says battery. Wow. And this brown wire here, well, a friend of mine gave me a bunch of nice heavy duty wire, and I ran it through the vehicle. Now this is hot all the time. There's no fuses, there's no nothing. So as you're doing this, you got to really pay attention and make sure you're not going to create a fire. Okay, that wire runs to here. Now this is of course under the back seat, but this is called the battery isolator. Mobile homes have them, what have you. But this is the control circuit for it. When I apply voltage to this, it causes this to go click, which will connect the batteries in the back, which we haven't got to yet, to the charger and battery in the front. Now I also took this chance to use this nice heavy duty wire to piggyback my amp for my stereo. That's another discussion. So when the power is energized here, this relay connects to this relay and runs to this wire, which runs to the batteries. Now, this is a giant mess of batteries because I built it kind of using whatever I had on hand. But let me show you what we're going to do today. 4 Deep Cycle 27F marine batteries. Why Deep Cycle batteries? Well, the reason why Deep Cycle is because they're made with thicker plates. They're designed to take longer, deeper discharges without hurting them. Whereas a car battery, if you run it dead a couple times, throw it in the trash, go buy another. Now the perfect battery for this would be the golf cart. I think it's called a GLC6 or GL6 or something like that. They're 6-volt batteries, but those things, they're tough. And now you can get better batteries, but of course better is more money is more money. We're trying to do this with as much of a budget while being practical as possible. So we got our heavy duty batteries, we got our mess in the back. Let's see what we can do. So what I've done here to simplify this, I've already disconnected the positive cable and pulled all those guys out. Maybe this will make it a little easier for you to see. This is the ground wire. I've got it where it goes underneath the vehicle and actually bolts to the transmission. Now as you can see, the ground comes in and I've got it connected to this battery, but it also loops over to this battery, again looping to this battery and to this battery. So that's how you connect them all. You would do the same thing on the positive. You would take the power wire, hook it up to one, and then piggy this one to this one, piggy this one to this one, and that one. Now, the inverter, the workhorse of this whole magic thing. As you've noticed, I have some Mondo cables because this thing pulls Mondo power. But if you look, the way I've got this thing wired up, I've got, and like I say, the positive and ground rules are the same. Positive goes, or negative goes to here. That's on one battery. Now the one battery splits off. I've got this battery and I've got this battery. So by hooking it here, I have 3 batteries easily connected. Now the fourth battery, as you can see, it just piggies on with it. So the power going through this cable is equal to 2 batteries, whereas the power going through this cable is equal to just 1 battery plus the battery it's mounted. So to really eliminate that, I could stretch this cable from here over to here and have them all bolted to the same ground, or positive if I was doing a positive, but I think that's a shade overkill, because these are, you know, these are not bad sized wires. So that's how all that wires in. Like I say, it looks like a complete menagerie mess from hell, but electricity doesn't care what the wires look like. All it cares is it has a path to flow between one thing to another. Think of it as a garden hose. When you turn the water on, you're turning the power on. When it goes somewhere, it needs to flow through that hose. The more water you want, the bigger hose you have to have. That's why some of the cables are a lot larger. The one going to the inverter, which is a 2.5 kilowatt inverter, big mama, it will pull some amps. Let's see, let me do the math. Okay, yeah, you're looking at over 200 amps of power flowing through that thing continuously. Now, the thing about the inverter, it will peak at double. So you need to be able to handle 400 amps of power. That's really more than the starter pulls, unless maybe you got a diesel or something. So it will pull some power. You want to be able to handle the surge, like things like AC compressor, or when the refrigerator starts up, it may pull only, you know, 200 kilowatts when it's running, and I think that's way high. But it may surge 400 or even 600 just to get that initial once you got that going, then it can handle the load at a much smaller rate. You've got to be able to be ready to handle all that. That's why such a large thing. So let's get these old guys out and all these new guys in. Now, why am I really switching out the batteries? Well, if you take a look, all of these, I'm not name brand specific, but all of these are AC Delco. All of them are the same age. These guys here, I got mix match brands, I got different ages, I got all kinds of stuff. Why does that matter? And this is the big thing about batteries. If you have a new battery and an old battery, the old battery will drain the new battery down to the old battery's level. So it doesn't do any good. It's kind of like that, what is it, the weakest link in a chain? You know, if you've got a 5,000 pound chain, but you're holding the middle piece together with a bread tie or a zip tie, it's not going to hold. Same thing with your battery bank. If you've got one bad battery, it will pull the others down. And it will take a lot more to charge. Since the gas engine on my truck charges the battery, I don't want to have to run it all the time. I want to be able to plug up and run silent, run deep, as they say. I don't want to hear a generator run all night. I don't want to listen to any of that crap. I just want to be able to sit in the house with the fans on or the TV on and not listen to bah. You know what I'm talking about if you've ever had a generator running all night. So let's do some swappy swap. Now, one question you may have is, why does this look so daggum crazy? Well, this is the third box this setup has been in, so I have had to kind of recalibrate it for every one. But the gist is really simple. All of this is positive side, all of this is negative side, and that way they all work together to give me the amperage I need. Now, by having 12 volts, 12 volts, 12 volts, 12 volts hooked up in the line, it doesn't increase the voltage, it only increases the amperage. Now, if I hooked them up positive, negative, negative, you guys could arc weld with this thing. Of course, like any good mad scientist, we're going to have to test this out. So our test bed will be that fan. Wow. I don't know if it's showing up like that with you, but it is turning really slow in the video, but it's on high. That's kind of cool. All right, so let's see what the thing shows over there. Okay. We're going to start out with our power up. Dun, da, da, da. Okay, the batteries have 12.3 volts in them, and we're currently using 0 watts because there's nothing plugged in. But, the nemesis. Time to plug in the fan. And let's see. 12.2, And the fan requires 120 watts of power to run. But it's running. Now, just suppose I've had this fan running all night and the battery bank's getting low. How do we fix that? Just like this. Really complicated. Dun 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 dun. Oh, snap. But wait. Here's my wire. Maybe I should plug it in. Let's see. Hey, it says it's putting out 14.3 volts. Let's see what it shows in the back. Alright, 13.6. It's a charging. Now, let's see, still pulling 120 watts of power. But dun dun, 13.7. Batteries are coming up. You hear that? Oh, so much quieter than a generator. You could let your truck idle all night if you wanted to and burn less gas than a generator and sleep peacefully. That's the whole point of the inverter. So, any questions? You guys hit me up, I'll answer them. I'll see if I can help you out. And remember the disclaimer, you hook it up backwards and blow up a nuclear power plant, you did it, not me. Alright, y'all take care. Cloud Kicker having fun. And of course, word is all about, and of course,